I'd say.
Oh, good sir. You come here often for your cheeses.
Alright, hello YouTube. Welcome to Gouda Goals. You guys introduce yourself.
That's Aaron.
I'm Aaron. This is Daniel.
We're from Look What I Did.
Look What I Did.
Conversations with Creators. Podcast.
These are my podcast fellas here.
Yeah.
This is Mr. Daniel. He actually brought us these cheese. Tell us where you brought them from.
The airport.
Sky Mall?
Yeah, they were duty free. And I made sure they were duty free.
I hope they're duty free.
Well, 99% less fecal.
So, in all seriousness, you asked me to get some cheese for you, or keep an eye out for cheese for you. And so I went on the U.S. Customs website or whatever to find out what you can and can't bring back, because I didn't know what the rules were.
Right.
You can't bring back food. It's a general rule. So I had to in Europe, most stuff isn't vacuum packed, and so the very first day I was there was a farmer's market, the best farmer's market ever. You could get bacon that looked like it had just come off the bacon source, and I keep thinking about our show and not your show.
Yeah.
It came off a pig.
It's okay.
It's pig bacon. But big wheels of cheese, right? But everything's just fresh and you just take it home. And so I went to Ireland for a little bit and went to some other places. But we ended up back in this little town, Kaiserslautern, which is where my brother's been living for 3 years. And we just went into a grocery store basically and just kind of walked around looking for stuff. But what struck me about this was that it was a goat cheese, but it's hard.
Right, and I've never seen a hard.
No, and I hadn't either, and I didn't think until now that it actually fulfilled the criteria for coming back over.
Right.
But this was the one that I was like, we have to get this back across, because this is just, I've never seen a hard goat cheese, and so I was just really curious about it. So I think this was the very first cheese I actually picked out for you.
Awesome.
That's not true. There's another one, but.
And what country were you in when you picked
this
it up?
would be Germany. So this was actually out of Germany.
Okay.
But I think it's made in Holland.
Show the folks. This is what we're looking at. So let's go ahead and cut into it.
Yeah, because we don't know anything about it. It's goat milk from Holland.
I've never had goat cheese.
Ever?
I don't think so.
Because normally goat cheese.
Oh,
Okay,
it's
so for
amazing.
people that don't know, because there's probably some people that haven't had goat cheese, right?
Right.
Can I talk while you cut into
Yeah,
it? That knife is awesome. Goat cheese normally is a softer cheese when I use it, and then almost a little bit sweeter. Wouldn't you think?
Smell
I can
fresh.
smell. I can smell that.
Heaven.
Yeah, it smells delicious.
West
It does.
Virginia, Mountain Mama.
North Hollandaise Gouda.
No, you're jumping ahead.
I was trying to sing with the...
So this has a rind which looks inedible. It looks almost like plasticky.
How about we let you try to eat the rind and we'll eat the cheese?
I'm not eating the rind on this. All right, let's.
I'll try it.
Here we go.
Okay.
He's cutting the cheese.
Well, this looks softer than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
All right. It looks like it's a semi-soft.
It looks awesome, though.
Heck yeah.
Let's put that to the side.
So, it's like cutting the crust off, so to speak? Is that...
Yeah, almost. That's what she looks like up close.
I'm looking so hard into the
I
camera.
know. I'm like, what does it look like? Aaron, it looks like this. It's very smooth.
Yeah. All right, fellas.
I've just man-handled your cheese like crazy.
Yeah, you did. Grab you a piece.
I say you go first.
I thought we'd dine together.
Oh,
Yeah.
got a little bit of wax on it, or not wax, but the harder edge.
That's...
Here, you can.
Well,
No. This is good. This is good.
All right. Cheers.
Prost? Do we
So
do
good, or
Oh.
cheese?
Oh.
It's not a sturdy
Let's have
cheese.
a
It's not a
little,
hardy cheese.
No.
Shouldn't we How do you test a cheese? Do we crumble
Smell it
and-
first,
I can't smell.
and then
Just pretend. That's good.
to smell, and then kind of try to crush it with your finger a little bit.
I can smell it
See
a
the
little bit
texture.
now.
Does that
Oh
release?
my goodness, these guys.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? What does it taste like?
That's pretty good.
Okay, I gotta take this out of my nose.
Did you just have
Because I can't smell.
So
I like it's got a good aftertaste.
it
For
does
sure.
have a very good aftertaste. It's got a punch to it,
It's a little grainy,
a little bit, but sometimes you get that with goat cheese.
and not bad though. Like it's not like a bad. It's
Man. That's better than I expected, to be honest.
Yep,
Because you say goat and it's just like,
You know what?
it's really good.
You know when you get smoked cheddar,
Mm-hmm.
it kind of has elements of that aftertaste.
Absolutely,
True.
absolutely.
I do know smoked cheddar.
It's really good.
Don't
Yeah.
eat the nose piece of cheese. Yeah, this is
Also, if you didn't know, goat cheese is awesome for digestive systems. So if you eat a little bit every day, it helps your gut out.
Really?
Yep.
Are we saving this?
Cheers.
All right.
So for people that are, I don't know if you know this or not, but people that have like lactose issues or milk issues, is goat cheese different than cow's milk as far as that goes for folks? Or
Aged cheese is actually perfect for lactose intolerant people.
no joke.
Interesting.
My younger brother's allergic to dairy.
Right.
But he
I
can
don't
have,
know.
he can have
I don't know
cheese.
about that, but I know
Oh,
if you're
lactose
lactose intolerant,
Right.
you could eat aged.
And aged cheese, no joke.
So
Good to know.
if you were going to use this cheese for something, what would you use it for?
I'd probably eat it.
Other than this
So I'm
episode,
thinking this with
Me
like
too.
a piece of smoked salmon on a cracker,
heck yeah.
Oh yeah.
dude. With a
Or-
sun dried
Or a
tomato,
summer sausage.
a sun dried tomato, piece of this salmon cracker.
Yes.
What would you do, Milton?
I would put this on a cracker that doesn't really have a taste, and I would take like a pear or a fig jam and put it on top of it.
Oh, yours is good too.
That is good.
Okay, the next cheese we have here is a Gouda cheese.
Very Gouda.
There you
Is
go.
it the Gouda-rist?
The best dough.
The Gouda-rist?
Best.
Come on.
All right, tell
That was
us about this cheese.
Bad a joke.
Same grocery store.
How do you say Safeway in German?
Which grocery store?
I don't know the name of it, but it had large tubs of tobacco, like ice cream 5-gallon buckets that
Oh,
you could
wow.
buy. For
Really?
It was nuts. Yeah, like at the front, it was crazy.
So,
I really don't know what the name of the store was. It was something very almost like Lots. Like it was just like pretty straightforward. But yeah, so this was the same, and just I really like Gouda a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And so I saw this, and then of course this one was actually shrink wrapped and vacuum packed, so this one was able to come over. But I just thought a Gouda from Germany, and this one's actually made in Germany. And this seal means something important that somebody told me, and I forgot what it meant.
Let's see what it says.
I like that you think I did research on these cheeses before.
I know.
I literally grabbed stuff that looked cool.
it was
No.
4.46 euro.
Nice.
It was, yeah.
So
It
that
was
I think that's what
a
drove
$6 block of cheese.
All
That's,
right.
So,
There's the seal he was talking about, that red one right there.
all right.
And you
Let's
have
cut into it.
another cheese I brought you has a seal that's really similar looking, but that makes that cheese like the official real thing. Like it's not real without it.
So if you haven't watched the show before, I like to tell people when you're trying multiple cheeses, make sure you have a Coca-Cola around, because especially with like a goat cheese, it's very, I guess, noticeable on the palate. And then if you go towards a cheese that's not as strong, you might not get that full taste out of it. But I think we should be okay tonight. You can if you want to. All right, here's the Gouda. You can see the outside of it there.
So was this in a circular thing?
Yes.
Or was it already made
If
like
it's
that?
like
when you
this,
got
that
it?
means it was in a wheel.
Right.
So a little, probably about yay big around. And this
Mhm.
was a piece
But when
off of it.
but by the time I got it, it was packaged like this,
Oh.
right? So the grocery store has the wheels,
And then they
cuts them, then
cuts
shrink
it
wraps it,
and packages it.
right.
And if you guys go to Bentonville to the 8th Street Market and check out Sweet Freedom Cheeses, you can actually watch them cut the wheels and stuff when they
Yeah.
come in. And it's really cool.
That's
I saw,
awesome.
I think because I'm subscribed to your channel, saw my first ever video on cutting a wheel, like the initial split.
Mm-hmm.
That was crazy.
That was
They
a,
do it with the wire.
That was a
or-
Parmesan.
No, it was like big, like
Like a
a
hydraulic.
maul type axe thing, right? And he would like, well, first he hammered in like a little, almost like a chisel, right? And then he would put in like a bigger thing and 3 of those, then kind of twist them just a little bit, and then flipped it over and did it again, and then that was enough to kind of split the thing.
You can see the fork
Ooh,
on
this
the
is
end of
much
the knife
softer.
is made for doing this. And look,
Thank you. And your fingers are made for doing that. It's true.
little piece of it.
Salud. I don't know if I could have a tasting channel. There's way too much anticipation.
Yes. Cheers. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's very good.
You look like you're looking off into the heavens like, cheese.
Does it take you back to that grocery store?
It does.
Me too.
I can't smell this one.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's not as strong
'Cause
as
the,
the
yeah,
other.
the goat, I think, is
For sure.
overwhelming what little sense of smell I have.
So honestly, to me, this cheese, although good, has the texture of like a cheese that comes in slices.
The slight, yeah, the
Yeah.
individually wrapped, yeah, very much has that
Mhm.
texture. It tastes better than
This,
that.
I think the texture,
Yeah.
the softness of it,
It
right?
tastes better than that, but it is very, like it feels like a block of velvet.
Oh man, this makes me want to like,
Yes.
yeah, cut open a hot dog and spread it out and pour this in it.
You know what
Stick
this
it in
would
the
get
microwave.
in? Okay, I would cut this into this size and I would melt it in mashed potatoes.
That
Oh,
would be very good.
some cubes
That would be amazing.
Also,
or a
this
baked
cheese
potato.
is the best cheese that you can use in grits. If you're making cheesy grits, use Gouda.
Mm.
Or if you say you have your kids macaroni and cheese, and you're wanting to spruce it up a bit because you're wanting to have some yourself, throw it in some of that mac and cheese, and it turns it into a gourmet mac and cheese.
No,
Do you like
joke.
some little breadcrumbs on top too?
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely gourmet then.
Yes.
Breadcrumbs. I put that in my cereal to make myself feel.
Stale second run bread. The king of salads.
These used to be croutons.
No, they aren't. That's what makes them
I
croutons.
I grind them up. This is good.
Yeah, I could see this as like a snack cheese as well. You could have this out on like a cheese plate and just like.
Definitely.
I do like the other one better, I think.
I do.
I think so.
Yes, but I would use it totally differently. Like the melting point
Oh.
on it has to be insane.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Melting
I mean-
point on this. Not
Room
very
temperature
high.
practically.
Yes. Absolutely.
You could eat
So-
this probably with more things, like you're saying, with.
You can actually, if you look at this,
Yep.
Oh yeah, you're just yeah.
it almost just smears right off.
That'd be
I mean,
cool.
you
Maybe a
could
good
spread this on a hard bread,
Mhm.
Yes.
like a toasted slice of bread, and you could just spread this on it, and that would be really good.
Yep.
Thank
Yeah.
you, sir, for bringing this back.
This is
That's
good.
really good.
Yeah.
Letting me taste it, I was a little heartbroken to just pass it over the table and just
Right.
say goodbye.
Yes.
I'm glad I got to try this out.
Me too. Unexpectedly so. but Thankfully so.
Where there's food involved, Aaron will arrive.
So in eating this, it took me back to when I was a kid and I had this little Indy car. And we had some of the like Velveeta sliced cheese, and you know you can fold it and fold it and fold it, like
Right.
you know until it breaks off, and you've got a thick piece. And so I stuck this into the cockpit, up to the windshield in this little Indy car, and it was just solid cheese except for the very tippy top of his head. That's what this reminds me of. Is that softness?
That story did not go where I thought it was going at all.
No, but it made me. It's
That's less of a point.
no, it's
Remember that
soft.
one time I shoved a bunch of cheese in a hole?
It's usually like the third time before you get it right. Usually takes like the third time before it works, right? It's usually like the third time before you get it, right? Third time's a charm. But I mean, it reminds me of that.
Yeah.
The texture you guys were saying of Velveeta earlier.
It brings you back to childhood.
It does have a very soft.
And the trouble I got into, my mom was like, "What is this?" Brian did it.
That's a good story.
No, this is. It's good.
That's good stuff, though.
Oh heck
And
yeah!
I can totally see like things I would definitely use it in. Just a good melt. This is a good alternative to like a mozzarella or something. Just change the flavor up.
I would eat that by itself and this with other
Mm-hmm.
things.
And I think like if you're trying to make real
man.
cheese, because normally you use mozzarella. Have you talked about that before? Mozzarella is like kind of your main cheese for
I haven't
grilled
done
cheese.
a mozzarella yet, but that's coming.
Are you? I'm sure you're aware of that. The mozzarella is like the go-to cheese for grilled cheese, right?
I can't believe this guy just asked me if I know how to make a grilled cheese sandwich.
Right. But I think
sounds good.
this would be a good alternative to that because every grilled cheese you have generally has mozzarella in it, right? Unless you're doing sliced cheeses. And this would give you a different flavor profile and probably has a really similar melting point. I don't know what it's like. I don't know what we call a stretchiness of a cheese once it's melted.
The elasticity.
That makes sense. So I don't know what its viscosity is. No.
Yeah, see, I was thinking viscosity just now. I was like,
I don't know what its elasticity it would be once it's melted, but I would think, like if it has that kind of stringy quality when it melts, I think we have an experiment.
Yeah, grilled cheese on the way.
But
That
yeah,
could happen.
I like if that has a good stretchy elasticity to it, if that has a good pull to it, that would be an
Whoa.
awesome alternative.
With a tomato soup.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
grilled cheese and tomatoes.
And this is like has a,
Must.
like a
That would be
like strong enough flavor that it would really like compete well with the tomato soup.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Some acidity with it.
Yeah. We just ate, but I'm hungry again.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in today. If you liked the video, make sure you hit the like button, share and subscribe. Share with one of your friends. Go check out these guys at their podcast, Look What I Did.
At lookwhatidid.net
Mm-hmm.
or
What he said.
your favorite podcast player.
Yes. On all of them.
Look What I Did.
Yes, check out the shirt.
Available on our store.
Yes,
You need to get some merch.
that is coming.
It's in the works, folks. You heard it
Yes.
here.
Yeah.
Yes, in the works.
Breaking exclusive.
Every good YouTube channel has merch, so we'll get that as well. But thank you both
Yeah,
for
it was an
joining.
honor.
Thank you for the cheese. Maybe we'll do it again sometime.
Absolutely. I will eat all the things.
I have.
Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you next week.
Thanks for
Thank
having
you.
us. Better.